Hey, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Wood, and in this series we're comparing two accounts that I started at the same time on the same day, played basically the same way by a lovable knucklehead. With one major difference. One account has a monthly spending budget, the other is free to play. It's day 18. Let's take a look at our progress. So like every day in this series, we have a blue-green border around the free-to-play account. On the budget account, there will be no border. So I'll just show you. See, no border, budget account, border, free-to-play account. So that way when I go back and forth, you'll be able to tell the difference between the two accounts. We'll go in here and we'll collect some daily stuff. Yeah, we're making, we just keep making food. I really spent most of the night last night and some of the day today while I was playing just grinding food. We'll get an ancient shard today on both accounts. And I'm going to get rid of red dots because I can't stand them. See if there's anything interesting in the market. I like Throat Cutter. I like the design. I'm not going to buy one from the market, but I like her design. And we got to level 42 on the free-to-play. We did that the day before on the budget account, which opened up the Altar of Souls for us. So we'll go in and check and see if there's an Ethel here. Nope. And I'll show you. Oh, I'll go back in. I'll show you the wish list. Yeah, and see you get 1,000 mortal coins and 500 immortal coins, and then it's they give you some pretty good. They give you an immortal soul stone also, which really only guarantees you a 3-star. But go take a look at the wish list here because we only have one legendary, and we will have a 5-star on her, so she's not really necessary to have in the wish list, but. She's the only legendary we have on both accounts so far, so that's who we have there. And then I've got Paid Mitaragi and Stag Knight in the in the epic part of the wish list, and then the Terex and War Maiden and Ethel in the rares. So not really using War Maiden yet, but I'm not gonna feed her either. I might as well keep her there for she'll be useful for barbarians. Easy for me to say. Come in. You can see I've had the accounts open for a little while today. I've been working on some of the Marius the Gallant missions on my main account and didn't have time to log in yet. So we got some of those on auto now, getting them taken care of. We'll head over to the budget here and we'll do the same thing and collect all the rewards. I hope your weekend's going well. I hope if you summon shards, I put out a shard summoning video yesterday with an update with this series, and I summoned 13 sacred shards on my main account for the Wixwell fusion. That went pretty well. We had some weird luck. We got another Roxam. Last weekend I pulled a Roxam, my first one, and then this weekend our first sacred that we opened was a Roxam. So now I'm 12 deep into sacred, so that puts me in a good position for Mercy, but that's on the main account. On these two accounts I'm really not going to open. I'm not planning on opening any shards. I don't know. Should we YOLO an ancient on both accounts just for fun? Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that at the end of the video. We'll YOLO an ancient just to see what happens. We've got plenty of agents on the free to play, and on the budget account we have 6 ancient shards because we opened ancient shards last weekend on the 2 times. We did get a Fenshi, which was nice, and he has been useful so far for early Fire Knight. We're going to use him in Fire Knight, and then when we feed our Outlaw Monk as our poisoner for Clan Boss, then Fenshi will slot in his slot. But we're gonna try and 6-star Taragi first. I think that'll be more important. In Arena, we're in Silver 3. We kind of been bouncing back between Silver 3 and Silver 4 on both accounts. Not too much difference there. In Clan Boss, we are 2-keying normal on the budget, and we are 1-keying easy on both. We have to 3-key normal on the free-to-play account. I'll just run this quick battle here for easy. It's so nice that we have that. Once you do 1 key damage, then you can do quick battle. So that's really nice. On free to play here, we'll go into clan boss and we'll do a run. It's going okay. We don't really have a sufficient poisoner yet. Taragi's not putting the poisons on at the rate I would like him to. He puts them on his passive when he gets hit. And I think we need to have at least somebody in toxic gear on this account, or I am building a monk also on this one, and he is an adequate poisoner. We just haven't pulled anybody that's a better poisoner. I did pull a grave killer, I think I've pulled one on both accounts, but just it's not worth it to build. I think the difference between her and the monk is not significant enough, and he's very cheap to build. You can book him with copies of himself. So I think that's what we're going to stick with until we get something better on the free to play. But the lifesteal gear again has been helping a lot on Athel. We were able to put lifesteal on both Athels because we've been farming Valdemar Strait in the campaign. And I continue to do so. We've picked up a few more pieces of lifesteal gear. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more lifesteal sets on some of the other clan boss champions that we have. And really that's kind of been what we've been working on. Making a lot of food. Just really working on food. I'll show you the champion index here on the budget. So we've got 2 5-star chickens now here. About ready to make another one, a third. And once we get Taragi up to 6-star, like I said, we'll start working on building Fenchi up so that he'll be ready to slot in. When you do damage dealers, a lot of times you have to get them to level 60 before you can slot them into a team, because it's harder to keep them alive. They need so many damage stats, and so we'll get him built up, and then we'll use Monk as one of his 5-star chickens. But yeah, we've got 2 built, and you can see we've got some 4-star and some 3-stars here. There's a few 4-stars. I'm keeping Zargala. She's good to keep. I'm not going to feed. I don't think I'll feed any epics, especially with City of Centranos now. I used to feed epics that I didn't think I would ever use, and now you just never know what you're going to need, especially with new content in the game. I mean, who knows what they're going to come up with next. So they may have some weird obscure skill that may come in clutch in the next content coming out. So we're just gonna hold on to all the epics on both accounts. I'm committed to playing for a year on both of these, and then I think we'll just do some kind of a giveaway or something like that. And unless we're at a kind of a crucial stage where maybe we're just about to finish faction wars or finish our Great Hall or something like that, and then maybe we'll extend it a little while. But I'll reserve the right to decide that at the time. Let's pull our obligatory 3 mystery shards on the budget account here. But yeah, the difference in food building is, I say it every day, but I don't know who's watching each day, or maybe if this is your first time watching, hello. If this is your first time watching one of the videos in the series, we just, this kind of stage after a couple of weeks, it's just hard. You're just making food to be able to 6-star some of your other champions. And so I'm not going to say it's boring or a grind, but it's boring and it's a grind to be able to do that or to have to do that. So, but it's exciting to see some progress too, especially with the lifesteal gear. And again, this is something I've been harping on every day too. But we didn't, our new player rewards did not include lifesteal gear. We had the Adelan Chase when we started, and we still have that going on for the 5-star soul for Adelan. But when we finished the first week or the first 2 weeks of the Adelan Chase, after we got Adelan and then got her 2-star soul, it started right in on new player login rewards, but it wasn't the one with lifesteal gear. It was the one with the retaliation set, and it was Yaizo instead of Shaman, which you normally would start out with. And so that really, I think that set us back. I'm noticing even with worse stats, Athel survives longer in fights and in clan boss fights both and in campaign. She sustains herself longer even with worse stats than I had on her before with the speed and perception sets that I had on her. So it's, I think it was a setback. New players that starting now during this Adelan event are going to be without that initial lifesteal gear set, and it was good gear, and I wish we had that, but we don't. But it's still a fair and decent comparison between the two accounts because both are playing by the same rules and receive the same stuff. The stats on the perception gear weren't consistent. They were all over the place, and so on one account I'd get a good piece, and then on the other I might not get a good piece, and that varied, and I didn't really keep track too much of each specific gear piece. I've just noticed there's been ebbs and flows in the way the RNG has gone on both accounts, and so that's just kind of been what I expected. Usually, if you put in enough variables over a long period of time, things are going to kind of even out, and you have a regression to the mean, things like that. So I think it's a fair test. And we're going to see over the 6 months that I'm using the raid card on the budget account. I paid for the raid card, the $50 for 6 months. And I think over that 6 months, we're going to really be able to tell, after almost 3 weeks here, you can't see the difference too much. It's not that visible, but I think we're really going to see a difference in the number of level 60 champions that we're able to create on the budget versus the free to play. So that'll be a definite advantage. Other spending, that's going to start in another week and a half or so on the budget account, and that may, that'll extend our gap even further, because once we start doing daily gem pack and everything, we'll have access to more energy, possibly open our gem mine sooner, maybe put masteries on another champion faster that way. Also, you can see I've got plenty of gems on the free to play here. 1680, and I've got 1650 on the budget. So in that, things have been I've been trying to do everything really consistently. We do only have one sacred shard on the free to play, and we have two on the budget. You can see there, yeah. And that the reason for that is that I just haven't finished brutal campaign on the free to play yet. And I think I just have to raise Athel's stats just a little bit, and the Taragi. The Taragi on the free-to-play doesn't survive quite as long as either, because that was another thing I had good luck on. The regen set that we got on the budget account, even though it's only 4-star, it was a reward that we got on both accounts. And you can see here, I mean, the rolls are kind of unfortunate on this one. We had two rolls into attack, but at least we had the speed there. We got speed, one roll into speed on that one. We had defense. We didn't get any rolls into speed on that one, but the defense is good for Taragi. And then we had a triple speed roll, and it's only 14 speed, but on a 4-star gear piece on the lower row, that's really good. That's more than you could ask for. And then we do have some 5-star boots for speed boots that I could upgrade these with. We also, and this is just what I had in gauntlets, and I could very easily upgrade his gear. But then we were also, when we won our CVC on our first CVC, the second week we were playing, and got this really nice blood shield ring that had 2 rolls into defense percent. So our Taragi on the budget is outfitted well just because of really good RNG. The regen set that we got on the other account, not nearly as good of substats and not as much speed. So that's the reason that this Taragi was able to help Athel get through brutal campaign faster than what we have on the free to play. They're both farming the same stage in campaign. We're getting here in 8-7 in Valdemar Strait, and we're fighting a void Bad El Khazar. which is, I think it's interesting that we have a void Bad Alcazar on this part of campaign. I don't know on any of the other. Is Bystophus? Yeah, see, and he's normally Force Affinity. How about Mortu here? And he's normally normally Spirit. I think that might be the only one in campaign. Yeah, this big one is Magic. She's Spirit. Yeah, she's our Queen Eva is Spirit. War Chief's Force. That is War Chief, right? Okay, that's a dragon. That's not in the game. And again, Spirit for Mashaled. Fushan should be Force. Yep. And he should be Magic. Yeah, Lord Chamfert's Magic. So it's weird. The only boss in campaign that we have as a playable champion in the game is Bad Alcazar. He's the only one that is void affinity, where he would normally be a different. He's normally a Force Affinity. So it's just it's something I had never noticed before I started doing this series. I don't know why I never noticed. I just never did. But yeah, we're farming the same anyway. Back to the point, we're farming the same stage in on both accounts just to give us the possibility of some 5-star rare gear. You don't get very many drops of that. I've run hundreds of these runs for in campaign, and I think we've dropped like 2 or 3 on rare 5-star pieces on both accounts. So it doesn't happen very often, but it at least gives us the chance of getting that. And the lifesteal sets are crucial. I did farm stage 6 long enough to get some 5-star speed boots in lifesteal, just so that we wouldn't have to, rely on RNG to get some speed boots. We're still trying to put together some lifesteal sets for Clan Boss. And once that happens, and once CVC is coming next week, we'll be able to book both of our Taragis up completely, so that we have our cooldowns down, and he'll be able to protect our team a lot better, a lot more reliably in our Clan Boss runs. The reason I'm so focused on Clan Boss, it's the best return on investment in the game. If you invest a lot in making your Clan Boss team more effective and working your way up to, hard and nightmare and ultra nightmare, once you're able to reap some of those rewards, it really is it's a big return. You get more shards, you get more books, potions. The potions aren't that big of a deal when you get later game, but early in the game like this, they're huge. So we're working on that, and that's really mainly it. I think let's go in and pull 1 ancient shard for each account, and let's decide. This Blizzard is really good, and I didn't do the fusion for him on my main account, but I really like him, and I think he's really good. I also think Snick Track is good. Korrigar Deathbell is really good. I don't like Kyoku as much. And then this new Knights Revenant, I've heard she's also good. I really haven't looked at her kit too much, but I like this Blizzard so much that I think we're going to put him in. He's difficult to kill. If you have him early game, I think he could solo some content for you and stuff. And I really like the idea of picking up one of those. And then Skull Crusher, I think it's kind of a no-brainer where we already have Taragi. I think Skull Crusher with counterattack, and he removes 1 debuff from himself on every turn he takes, and just putting counterattack on the team, and then unkillable on himself, really good. So let's pull one. See what we get. 1 ancient shard. It only takes 1, right? Nope, not this time. We get a slasher. He's not a hurler or a flinger. The Lizardmen have some very obvious names, like, what do? I hurl, I fling, I slash. It's very, very easy. But all right, let's go back. Sorry, I don't know. It's been a long weekend. Let's go back to the free-to-play account. We're going to put the same ones in, removing variables. Let's do 1 ancient shard. It only takes 1. Let's see if we get some crazy luck here. No crazy luck. Actually, Rotting Mage isn't too bad. No, wait, he is. No, he is bad. He's got a chance of freeze on his A1. Places 25% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. Places 30% increased defense buff on this champion for 2 turns. So he's defense. Is he defense based on his? No, he's not. I don't even get that. I don't understand how that's helpful. Attacks one enemy has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. So it books up to 100%. So if you need a really reliable stun on one enemy on a 4-turn cooldown, Rotting Mage is your guy. And he has speed and faction crypts by 13%. Yeah, no, he's going to be a chicken. That's a very underwhelming kit, even for a rare. Only 25% chance of freeze for 1 turn on his A1 there. And it only books up damage. Doesn't even book up the increased chance. So very underwhelming. We'll use both of those as chickens, and we'll move on. So if you have any questions or comments about the series or anything like that, I hope if somebody starts watching and catches on, I hope we're able to keep up. I'm committed to doing this for a year. We'll see how things go after that, but it's been a lot of fun so far, and I hope you are having a great weekend if you're watching it when it comes out, or a great day if you're watching it later. I have been Wood, and I appreciate you.